here we go. So the recorder's on. We just finished writing in our planners. Now I have 4 review questions. Don't shout out the answers till I ask you to shout out. Are you ready? Watch the board. So this whole chapter has been about solving equations. We're on one-step equations, and I've been saying over and over, to solve one-step equations, it's all about isolating the variable using the inverse operation. We've already used the inverse of addition and subtraction. It's leading you into today's. Are you ready to shout out? I'm going to read and then shout out, fill in the blank. The inverse of addition is? Subtraction. Guys, good shouting. Subtraction. Okay, so the next one, let me read it out loud first. The next one says subtraction is the inverse of? Addition. Good job. Guys, give me a thumbs up. Have we already practiced this? Let me see. Have we already practiced? We've practiced inverse subtraction. We've practiced inverse addition. This is what we're doing today. The inverse of multiplication is? Division. Perfect, guys. It's the opposite of it. All right, shout out division. Okay. So division is the inverse of multiplication. Okay, hold your shouts. Here we go. This is what we're talking about today. You've absolutely got to pay attention. You have to talk yourself. I keep giving away answers while I'm teaching this because I read the problem out loud and it gives it away. So you should be saying it in your head as we go through the problems. Here we go. You need to open page 45. Okay. Here we go. Hold your conversations, guys. You've got to talk yourself through this. So we're jumping to letters B, C, D, and E. I like these ones because there's tons of room. You know, I'm going to move the board a little bit so I'm not standing in the way. So you've got to know what's going to be first. Something is going on with this 2 and the K, but you need to know what that means when they're slid next to each other. Charles, what does that mean? Guys, what did he say? Okay, on your piece of paper, sneak in a little dot. Technically, that is 2 times K. That means multiplication. Write it in, write it in. It's super helpful because today's all about the inverse operation to isolate the variable. So what's the inverse of multiply? So right underneath this, I need to see every pencil, every pen moving. Underneath that, I need to see divide by 2. That's how we're going to get rid of that times by 2. Because 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1 times K is K. We isolated the variable. Again, I'm looking at your workbooks. I need to see that divide by 2. But whatever I do to this side of the equal sign, I have to do to this side, right? So same steps we went over yesterday, we must divide by 2 right there. Guys, you've got this, but be careful. Think before you shout. Think about it first. What's a negative 8 divided by a positive 2? Raise your hands in the air. What's a negative 8 divided by a positive 2? Jake, what is it? Negative 4. It's a negative 4, Jake. Good job. K equals negative 4. Stop. Before you circle it, go back and check it. So right here, really, if we stick the negative 4 right there, 2 times negative 4, is that really negative 8? Yeah. Now you can circle it and put a little check by it so I know you checked it. Okay, talk yourself through letter C. Letter C, what can we sneak in between that 3 and the T? Cooper, what can we do? A multiplication. Thanks, Cooper. So right there, sneak that in. I need a hand in the air. What's the inverse operation we're going to write? Josh, what is it? Good job, Josh. You said divide by 3. Don't forget to do that to both sides of the equal sign. We're isolating the variable using the inverse operation. Okay, guys, you've got this. Negative 15 divided by a positive 3. Shout out. Negative 5. Okay, don't circle it yet. Double check it. So stick this negative 5 right back where the T was. Is 3 times negative 5 really negative 15? Yes. If it is, then circle it and put a little check by it so I know you checked it. Okay, I kind of want to turn it over to you. But whoever I turn it over to, you've got to talk into the microphone so we can hear you. Does anybody mind? You got this. Letter D. Donnie, come up. Make sure you talk right into this microphone, okay?
Okay. Negative 20 equals 5 times m. So you put a dot there. So you take this and it's divided by 5, then you divide 20 by 5. And it is
minus sign. I don't know if that would work. That's okay, Donnie. You got it. Oh, he's checking it. Yes, Donnie, thanks.
Okay, so it's 4 times 5 equals 27.
Donnie. Nicely done. Good job. That was fantastic. Do you agree with me? And he checked his answer. I'm going to sneak in a little check mark so I know Donnie checked it. All right, Donnie calls them for lettering. Make sure they know to talk into the microphone. All right, Jalen coming up. Jalen, what color do you want? Green.
Okay, so multiplication and divide that by 4. And we have to do both sides. And then and it, 16, so h equals -4.
Jalen, thank you. Guys, how many of you got the same thing? Okay, I only got to 3 tables while Jalen was up here. I was just making sure you're showing your work. All 3 tables are showing their work. Guys, I'm impressed. Okay, let's go to another example. Wait, before we go to another example, how many of you are okay using the inverse of division? Thumbs up. Does that make sense? Just talk yourself through it. So, our next one, actually I have another example. Guys, put your pens and pencils in your books and close your books. Put your pens and pencils in your books to save your spot. Close your books. This is not in your book. And color over this part. Okay, maybe a little bit bigger. Alright, what if we had this problem? I'm going to write it bigger for those of you in the back. I know it's kind of small on the board. So what if you have a problem that says 18 equals -4y? I want a hand in the air. Tell me about the inverse operation. What do we need to do to both sides? Both sides of the equation to solve it, what do we do? Corbin, what do we do? Put the dot. Nice. Divide. Okay, what do you guys think about that? Divide both sides by 4.
Yes.
Something. We need something. Corbin, catch it. You need something else. Josh, you watching? Matt, you watching? Look, you've got to have that negative in there too. It's going to matter, right? Okay, make sure you got the negative in there. Okay, bust open those calculators. Type it in. 18 divided by -4. Don't shut out the answer. I'm going to call on anybody I want. 18 divided by -4. Lauren, 18 divided by -4. Go, go, go. Everybody's using their calculator. Okay, Oakley, tell me what you got. Okay, question for you. Can we get decimals in one set of equations? Is that okay? I don't know about you, but when I was your age, whenever I got a decimal, I was like, crap, I think I got it wrong. Because I was so used to having whole number answers. But can we check ourselves and make sure we got it right? Okay, go backwards. Clear your calculators out. Type in -4 times -4.5. And hand in the air. Tell me what you get. Sarah, what'd you get? Clear it out. Type it again. -4 times -4.5. And then tell me what you got, Sarah. There you go. 18. Wait, is that what we wanted to get?
Yeah.
It checked, so don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. Okay, clear your calculators, put them down. Keep your books closed. Let's go to the next example. What like this? Again, I'm going to color this. Give us more room for those of you in the back. So what if our equation looks a little bit different than we've gone over? What if it looks like this? So, oh, I can't say it out loud because then I give it away. Because whenever I read something out loud, that tells me what to do for the inverse. Okay, shout it out. Guys, what does this line right here mean? Wait, this is divide by 3. How do you get rid of a divide by 3? What's the inverse operation of divide by 3? Charles, what is it? Multiplication. What do we times by, Charles?
3.
Yep. Times by 3 right there. Times by 3 right here. We got to times both sides by 3. This cancels out, becomes 1. So x equals, be careful. What's a negative 6 times a positive 3? Good job. Does that really work? Stick it right here. What's negative 18 divided by a positive 3? Is it really negative 6?
Yes.
Then you can circle it, and I want to see a little baby check mark. Okay, I want to do another example of that. How can I do this? I'm going to just move it. Let me think. I'm going to make one up on the fly. What if you have h over negative 8 equals, I don't know, how about negative 2? I need a hand in the air. Tell me how you're going to solve this one-step equation using the inverse operation. Joey, do you know what to do? Pause. Change the h to a negative 2? Not quite, because negative 2 divided by negative 8 isn't going to give us negative 2. We've got to go through the steps. We've got to show the steps for the inverse operation. So Joey, stay with us. What's the opposite of this symbol? Multiplication. So we've got to times by what, Joey? Yep, nope, not negative 2. Times by this one, because it's all about isolating the variable using the inverse operation. Joey, in this one, the variable is h. In this one, what's bugging it is the divide by negative 8. So we've got to get rid of that to get that variable by itself, yeah? So times by negative 8 right here. So we have to times by negative 8 over here. So we will be left with h equals, is it positive or negative, guys?
Negative.
Wait, what is it? Positive or negative?
Negative.
What's a negative times a negative?
Positive.
Positive 16. Stop! If you accidentally put negative, you should catch it when you check your answers. So clear it out. Type in 16 divided by negative 8. Type in a positive 16 divided by negative 8. Are you positive you get a negative 2?
Yes.
Okay, that way we make sure we got it right. Check it. Okay, one more problem. Clear your calculators. I'm trying to think of a good example. For you. What does product stand for? Show me with your arms. What does product stand for? It stands for multiplication. What does it stand for?
Multiplication.
All right, Lauren, calculator down. Here we go. Last problem. What if you see something like this and you've got to do a one-step equation? How about? Jovian saying something. Oh my gosh, Jovian, you read my mind. Jovian, tell me exactly what you just said.
When they're right next to each other means time, right?
Class, repeat what Jovian just said. That just means times. Do you agree with me? This is exactly like our first one. Jake, you paying attention? Close that book. That book should be closed. Wait for it, buddy. Here we go. Guys, right here. Can't we just sneak a times? How do you get rid of a times? You divide. Inverse operation. Thank you, Corbin. Divide by 2/5 on both sides. Divide by 2/5 on both sides. Grab your calculators. Type it in. 3 divided by 2/5. Raise your hand when you have it. Raise your hand when you have it.